Gonxhe Bojaxhiu, known to the world as Mother Teresa, was born on August 26, 1910, in Skopje, Macedonia. From a young age, Agnes was immersed in a deeply religious environment, primarily influenced by her mother, Dranafile Bojaxhiu. Dranafile, a compassionate and devout woman, instilled in her daughter the values of charity, compassion, and the importance of helping those less fortunate. This upbringing would later become the foundation of Mother Teresa's life mission. The early demise of her father when she was only 8 years old had a profound impact on Agnes. It was during this period of emotional turmoil that she found solace in prayer and the teachings of the Catholic Church. Her mother's unyielding support and dedication to raising her children with love and faith further deepened Agnes's commitment to religious life. This nurturing environment was crucial in shaping her future path. Agnes was notably impressed by the stories of missionaries that she heard at her local parish. The tales of their sacrifices and dedication to serving the needy in distant lands ignited a desire within her to also make a significant impact. It was these stories, combined with the strong moral guidance from her mother, that guided her toward her calling. The seed of serving humanity was firmly planted in her young heart. By the age of 18, the clarity of her vocation became undeniable. Agnes made a pivotal decision to leave her home and dedicate her life to serving God and the underprivileged. This marked the beginning of a journey that would transform her into an international symbol of charitable work and selfless commitment. The values instilled by her mother carried her forward, shaping the compassionate path she chose to walk. In 1928, Agnes Bojaxhiu embarked on a journey that would redefine her life's purpose. She entered the Sisters of Loreto, an Irish community of nuns with missions in India. After a year of religious training in Ireland, where she adopted the name Sister Mary Teresa after Saint Thérèse of Lisieux, she was sent to India, arriving in Calcutta in 1929. Her initial role was as a teacher at St. Mary's School for Girls, a position that brought her great joy, but also opened her eyes to the widespread poverty outside the convent walls. Her life took a dramatic turn in 1946 during a train journey to Darjeeling for a retreat. Mother Teresa experienced what she described as a call within a call. She felt an intense urge to leave the convent and live among the poorest of the poor in Calcutta. This profound experience was a pivotal moment that defined the rest of her life. It was not just about teaching the well-off, but reaching out to those who were forgotten by society. Upon receiving permission to leave the convent in 1948, Mother Teresa embarked on a new mission. She donned the blue-bordered sari that would come to symbolize her order and started an open-air school for slum children. With no funds, she depended on divine providence and the generosity of those around her. Her faith and determination shone as she ventured into the slums, ministering to the needy directly. This transition was not easy. She faced numerous challenges, from lack of resources to skepticism from those who doubted her motives. However, her unwavering faith and the clear vision of her calling kept her steadfast. She was driven by a deep desire to serve Christ in the poorest of the poor, which she saw as her divine mission. This period laid the groundwork for all her future endeavors in humanitarian work. Mother Teresa's early days in Calcutta were marked by extreme hardship. The sight of suffering and destitution in the city's slums deeply affected her, yet it only strengthened her resolve to alleviate pain and poverty. She started by setting up a small clinic where she provided basic medical care with the help of volunteer doctors. Her approach was not just clinical, it was filled with compassion and respect for each individual's dignity. In 1950, her efforts culminated in the founding of the Missionaries of Charity. This organization was dedicated to caring for the hungry, the naked, the homeless, the crippled, the blind, the lepers, all those people who feel unwanted, unloved, uncared for throughout society. The Missionaries of Charity was a manifestation of her vision to serve humanity through a life of vows including chastity, poverty, obedience, and free service to the poorest of the poor. The growth of the Missionaries of Charity was rapid. By the 1960s, it had opened hospices, orphanages, and leper houses throughout India. Mother Teresa's work began to draw international attention, attracting both donations and volunteers from around the globe. Her approach was hands-on and led by example, which inspired countless others to join her in her mission. Despite the scale of her operations, Mother Teresa ensured that the personal touch in care and compassion was never lost. She often spoke of seeing the face of Christ in everyone she served. This profound empathy and unwavering dedication were what made her work truly impactful. Her life in Calcutta was a testament to the power of unconditional love and relentless service. In 1950, the Vatican formally approved the establishment of the Missionaries of Charity, marking a pivotal moment in Mother Teresa's journey. This approval was not just a formal acknowledgement, but a significant endorsement that propelled the organization to new heights. Under Mother Teresa's leadership, the Missionaries of Charity expanded their services beyond the borders of India, ultimately establishing a presence in more than 100 countries. The core of the Missionaries of Charity's work was to provide care for those whom society often neglected. This included not only the sick and dying, but also abandoned children and adults suffering from severe mental and physical ailments. The organization's mission was clear: to give unconditional love and service to the poorest of the poor. Mother Teresa's philosophy was that these individuals needed love and care more than anything else. To ensure the sustainability of these efforts, Mother Teresa established a rigorous training program for the nuns in her order. They underwent preparations that not only equipped them with the necessary medical and social work skills, but also strengthened their spiritual foundation. This dual focus ensured that the Missionaries of Charity were not just caregivers, but also compassionate companions to the people they served. The impact of the Missionaries of Charity was profound and far-reaching. Stories of their work and Mother Teresa's personal sacrifices began to spread worldwide, inspiring many to support their cause through donations and volunteer work. Their approach was sometimes criticized for its focus on charity rather than systemic change, but the immediate relief and love they provided were undeniable. Section 5. Nirmal Hriday, a home for the dying. One of the most significant projects initiated by Mother Teresa was the establishment of Nirmal Hriday, which means pure heart, in 1952. Located in Calcutta, this hospice was set up in an abandoned Hindu temple where it served as a sanctuary for the dying and destitute. Here, people who were often left to die on the streets received medical attention, a chance to die with dignity and, most importantly, compassion. Nirmal Hriday was a manifestation of Mother Teresa's belief that every individual deserves to be treated with respect and love at every stage of life. The hospice provided not just palliative care, but also a sense of community and belonging to those who had been forgotten by society. It was a place where the last moments of life could be spent in peace and serenity, surrounded by care and affection. The establishment of Nirmal Hriday marked a critical expansion of the Missionaries of Charity's mission. It highlighted the dire need for such facilities and inspired similar initiatives in other parts of India and around the world. The care provided at Nirmal Hriday was a stark contrast to the impersonal nature of many modern healthcare facilities, emphasizing the human element in end-of-life care. Mother Teresa's work at Nirmal Hriday also brought global attention to the plight of the terminally ill and the destitute. It challenged people worldwide to consider the value of compassionate care and sparked discussions on the rights and treatment of the dying. Her approach, centered on the dignity of every human being, became a guiding principle for many other humanitarian efforts. Section 6. Facing criticisms with grace. Throughout her life, Mother Teresa faced various criticisms and challenges from different quarters. Some critics argued that her approach to caring for the poor was more about conversion through charity rather than addressing the root causes of poverty. Others accused her of glorifying suffering instead of providing sufficient medical care. Despite these criticisms, Mother Teresa remained focused on her mission, guided by her faith and the immediate needs of those she served. Mother Teresa's response to criticism was marked by humility and resilience. She often stated that her work was just a drop in the ocean, but emphasized that the ocean would be less because of that missing drop. This perspective highlighted her belief in doing small things with great love rather than getting entangled in controversies that could detract from her work. The criticisms also opened up important dialogues about the nature of humanitarian aid and the ethics of care. These discussions brought more attention to the needs of the underprivileged and sparked debates on how best to serve them. Mother Teresa herself welcomed constructive criticism that led to betterment in service delivery, demonstrating her openness to evolving her methods for the greater good. Despite the challenges, Mother Teresa's commitment to her mission never wavered. She continued to work tirelessly, expanding the reach of the missionaries of charity and inspiring millions around the world with her dedication and compassion. Her ability to maintain her focus amidst criticism is a testament to her strong will and deep conviction in her life's purpose. Section 7. Nobel Peace Prize and Global Recognition. In 1979, Mother Teresa was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, a recognition that brought her work into the global spotlight like never before. In her acceptance speech, she famously refused the traditional banquet and asked that the $192,000 funds be given to the poor in India, demonstrating her unwavering commitment to her cause. This act of selflessness and her poignant speech highlighted the essence of her mission: to give voice to the voiceless and care for those who are not cared for. Her Nobel Prize also marked a period of increased interaction with global leaders and influencers, which she used as platforms to advocate for peace and support for the impoverished. Whether it was addressing the United Nations General Assembly or meeting with heads of state, Mother Teresa used every opportunity to spread her message of love and compassion for the downtrodden. The global recognition did not change her lifestyle or deter her from her path. She continued her work with the same zeal, often saying that the accolades were not for her, but for the glory of God and the good of the people. This humility and dedication endeared her to people from all walks of life, from the poorest slums to the halls of power. The Nobel Peace Prize brought with it not only recognition, but also increased support for the missionaries of charity. Donations poured in from around the world, enabling the expansion of services and establishments in more countries. Mother Teresa viewed this as a divine blessing that enabled her to touch more lives than she had ever imagined. Section 8. Mother Teresa's final years and death. Mother Teresa's health began to decline in the late 1980s, but her commitment to her work remained undiminished. Despite suffering from heart issues and other ailments, she continued to travel and work, albeit at a slower pace. In 1997, at the age of 87, Mother Teresa passed away, leaving behind a vast legacy of compassion and service. Her death was mourned worldwide, with many recalling her life as a testament to the power of unconditional love and selfless service. Her funeral in Calcutta was attended by thousands, including heads of state, religious leaders, and the many people whose lives she had touched. It was a poignant reminder of the impact she had made on the world stage, transcending religious, cultural, and national boundaries. Her simple wooden coffin, carried through the streets of Calcutta, was a symbol of her humble life. Even in her final years, Mother Teresa ensured that the work of the missionaries of charity would continue after her death. She had established a solid organizational structure and inspired a new generation of leaders within the order. Her foresight in training and empowering other sisters ensured that her mission would endure beyond her lifetime. The news of her death led to an outpouring of tributes from around the globe, reflecting the widespread impact of her work. Many spoke of her as a modern-day saint, a title that would formally come to pass with her beatification and subsequent canonization. Her life continues to inspire millions and serves as a beacon of hope and charity. Section 9. Beatification and Canonization. Mother Teresa was beatified in 2003, just 6 years after her death, in a ceremony presided over by Pope John Paul II. This marked a significant step towards sainthood, an honor that acknowledged her life's work and the miracles attributed to her intercession. The process of canonization was expedited due to her widespread acclaim and the testimonies of her life's impact. The miracle that led to her beatification involved the healing of a woman in India from a tumor after prayers were offered to Mother Teresa. This event, scrutinized and validated by the Vatican, exemplified the continuing influence of Mother Teresa's spirit. Her canonization in 2016, declared by Pope Francis, was celebrated around the world, with many viewing it as a formal recognition of her saintly virtues. Her beatification and canonization were not just ceremonial. They represented a powerful symbol to the faithful and the global community about the values of service and humility. It reinforced the idea that her life was a model of unconditional love and tireless service, virtues that transcend religious and cultural barriers. These events also sparked discussions and reflections on her work, with many organizations taking inspiration from her approach to care and compassion. The celebrations were marked by acts of charity and service, with many people committing to volunteer work and donations in her memory. Thus, her legacy was not only preserved but revitalized through these recognitions. Section 10. The Enduring Legacy of Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa's legacy is a complex tapestry of inspiration, controversy, and undying respect. Her life's work continues to influence humanitarian efforts around the world. The Missionaries of Charity, now with over 4,500 sisters actively serving in various countries, stands as a testament to her vision. These sisters continue to work in the spirit of their founder, driven by a simple yet powerful mission to love and serve. Educational institutions, healthcare facilities, and community centers named after Mother Teresa continue to proliferate, serving as hubs of service and compassion. Her philosophy of doing small things with great love has inspired countless individuals and organizations to take up charitable work, proving that her influence transcends time and geography. Moreover, her life and work are regularly studied in academic and religious contexts, serving as a model for effective compassionate outreach. Her strategies and personal philosophies are dissected to understand how empathy and faith can be channeled into effective social action. Mother Teresa's story is not just about the work she did, but the hope she instilled. Her unwavering commitment to her mission, despite physical and ideological challenges, encourages people to persevere in their efforts to make the world a better place. As we reflect on her life, we are reminded of the profound impact one person can have, guided by love and compassion. Her legacy is a beacon for future generations, illuminating the path of service and the power of simple acts of kindness.